How to retrieve a module's path. I want to detect whether module has changed. Now, using inotify is simple. You just need to know the directory you want to get notifications from. How do I retrieve a module's path in Python?
Will actually give you the path to the Pike file that was loaded, at least on Mac OS X. So I guess you can do. You can also try to get the modules directory.
There is inspect module in Python. Official documentation. The inspect module provides several useful functions to help get information about live objects such as modules, classes, methods, functions, tracebacks, frame objects, and code objects. For example, it can help you examine the contents of a class, retrieve the source code of a method, extract and format the argument list for a function, or get all the information you need to display a detailed traceback. Example. As the other answers have said, the best way to do this is with _file_, demonstrated again below. However, there is an important caveat, which is that _file_ does not exist if you are running the module on its own, i.e. as _main_. For example, say you have two files, both of which are on your Python path. And running foo.py will give the output. However, if you try to run bar.py on its own, you will get Hope this helps. This caveat cost me a lot of time and confusion while testing the other solutions presented.
I will try tackling a few variations on this question as well. Finding the path of the called script, finding the path of the currently executing script, finding the directory of the called script. Some of these questions have been asked on so, but have been closed as duplicates and redirected here. Caveats of using _file_ for a module that you have imported. Will return the absolute path of the module. However, given the following script foo.py, calling it with Python foo.py will return simply foo.py. If you add a shebang and call it using /foo.py, it will return ./foo.py. Calling it from a different directory, e.g. put foo.py in directory bar, then calling either or adding a shebang and executing the file directly, will return bar/foo.py, the relative path. Finding the directory. Now going from there to get the directory, os.path.dirname_file_ can also be tricky. At least on my system, it returns an empty string if you call it from the same directory, the file x will output in other words, it returns an empty string, so this does not seem reliable if you want to use it for the current file, as opposed to the file of an imported module. To get around this, you can wrap it in a call to abspath, which outputs something like Note that abspath does not resolve symlinks. If you want to do this, use realpath instead. For example, making a symlink file _import _testing _link pointing to file _import _testing.py with the following content. Executing will print absolute paths something like file _import _testing _link file _import _testing.py. Using inspect. At Summerbreeze mentions using the inspect module. This seems to work well, and is quite concise, for imported modules. Obediently returns the absolute path. For finding the path of the currently executing script. Thanks at Joichi. Gives the absolute path of currently executing script. Thanks at Sadman_Sakib.
I don't get why no one is talking about this, but to me the simplest solution is using imp.find_module name, documentation here. It gives a tuple with the path in second position. The advantage of this method over the inspect one is that you don't need to import the module to make it work, and you can use a string in input. Useful when checking modules called in another script, for example. Edit. In Python 3, importlib module should do. Doc of importlib.util.find_spec. Return the spec for the specified module. First, sys.modules is checked to see if the module was already imported. If so, then sys.modules name spec is returned. If that happens to be set to none, then value error is raised. If the module is not in sys.modules, then sys.meta_path is searched for a suitable spec with the value of path given to the finders. None is returned if no spec could be found. If the name is for submodule, contains a dot, the parent module is automatically imported. The name and package arguments work the same as importlib.import_module. In other words, relative module names, with leading dots, work.
If you want to support the channel,